If you have questions right now, I can also just listen or get the current hot topics. Because my goal was to make a demo that makes sense. So depending on how other people wanting to know more about getting started with smart contracts, or to look at a specific aspect of the project. Because my other idea was to just look at the current issues and activity on pull requests and issues on the main repo. So I can comment and try to explain what's going in the good direction and what's not going in the good direction and why, because a project can be very specific on some parts of the open source or of the blockchain ecosystem. So yeah, would be nice if you have questions. I can hear the mic of Rob. So just so you know, the prompt topics, in addition to Game of Realms, which is actually open, so people can already participate to Game of Realms by looking at this issue and digging more into one of the main current topics. In addition to this, the core team is currently working on making the project easier to get started. And for instance, one good feature we are adding right now is the support of gno.mod, which is equivalent in Gnolang than the Go mod in Go, which allows you to basically have a local environment taking that you are depending on specific dependency. So instead of depending on a blockchain for your development, you can expect, thanks to this new PR, to work on your repository, have a gnomod file telling replace, I don't know, gnodev/p/demo/users // my local users real implementation. So by writing this kind of file, we'll be able to say, okay, I want to check what happens when I have a custom user stream and not the one from chain. I'm now able to just write code that will, so basically to have more flexibility. This is a requirement right now if you want to develop smart contracts which involve multiple contracts and not only one. It's also something mandatory for the future when we will have multiple Gnolang chains. So in the future, we will have node.land mainnet. You can expect maybe Manfred.land, I don't know, my blog. And you can imagine having, I don't know, super stable coin .land, which has contracts importing node.land /p/demo /p/user, but also Manfred.land /p/ I don't know, weather. And so yes, in the future, we will have the basically the same advantages you can get with GitHub and open source software in general to make strong applications, so super stablecoin.land, depending on smaller components, which are not necessarily uploaded on the main chain, not necessarily approved by a big DAO. So you have the best of both worlds with flexibility on one side. We can expect flexibility here, and guarantees, security, reviews, trust, etc. So this is why the core team is right now working on the gnomod support, and yeah, it will be done soon. As an example, I think we have No, we don't have an example yet. So soon we should have the unit tests that will include some examples. Yeah, I hear a lot of sounds. No, there is no question by text. Uh, oh, maybe I can make a demo that makes sense. Right now we are working on a blog engine. So one of the main differences between GNO and Solidity or other blockchains is that it's possible to use really advanced storage systems. So for instance, the current blog is smart contract. So this is the blog you can get by going on the main website. Here we are on the testnet, test 3, and everything here is a smart contract. So you can have very rich content with links, with paragraph, with strings. So not only balances and integers. And another good thing is that we are using the same language for the blog and for the clients. So one of the things we will do soon is to allow anyone to write blog posts. So non-technical people from the official marketing team will be able to write blog posts on GNO using the main GNO engine by just writing Markdown. So something very standard in the blogging ecosystem. And thanks to a custom client that will show that we can make, basically, the custom client, like the blog engine, is like a custom wallet, except that the only action is not to send coins, but to actually write and synchronize blog posts. So one of the things we will do here is to create a custom GNO key client focused on just writing blog posts instead of sending tokens. And as soon as it will be done, I expect that we can have more and more custom clients, so with custom user experiences and optimizations. So you can consider this blockchain ecosystem as one of the richest ones, where it's short and fast to write powerful realms with more features that you can get with Solidity, etc. But also the client going package with the realm. So at the end, you have a few lines of code for the realm that anyone can interact with and anyone can audit. And you will also get the light client that you can use to just interact with the chain. Let me check if I have something. So my goal here, maybe if I don't have specific question, I can just improve the current block system and show you how to write custom smart contracts. The reference of the GNO blog. So right now, the GNO blog, the realm, Gnolang blog. So the thing you can get here, Gnolang blog. So this is the live production, and this is the source, gnoblog.gno. You can get the same exactly here by looking at the source, actually. The blog.gno is the same. So here it's published on the chain, and here is the source on the Git repo. So it's easier to just make pull requests and improve the engine. As you can see, the realm is for Gnolang. So this is the official blog from the core team. And it's depending on the P. So a package that can be used to write your own blog system. So tomorrow I want to create another blog. I can example Gnolang R. Let's say I will do Manfred. And in Manfred, I will TP the blog. And my blog, the only difference is that I will customize it so it's not Gnolang blog, but Manfred blog. And I will publish it on r/Manfred. So here the prefix is not used for publishing. I can publish wherever I want. It's just because the templating system is creating links dynamically. So each time I have a link like this one here, it's pointing to r/non/blog. So same here. On my blog, I don't want comment. I would just want to blog. So I remove the helper. I just allow people to render it, and I allow myself to publish new blog posts. So since I don't have comment system, I don't care about moderators. I don't care about commenters. So here's an example of forking a realm. I'm just forking the official block system to make a custom one. So here there is a lot of offline of code in the implementation because the p/blog is made to be modular, but we can expect to have a p/blog. We can expect, for instance, to have a I don't know, all-in-one pre-config, and expect to have one package that includes everything. So at the end, you make one import line, and you just configure. You initialize the blog post with, let's say, your current account key to become the admin, and that's all. But right now, the package is made for modularity because one of the things we want to show is how much GNO is powerful for composability. So here, I can just expose a render func that we'll call the official blog render func. But let's say I would like to make a custom something custom. I could just make my own render func instead of returning the default one. I could return hello, or I could try to manipulate I don't know, for article b dot probably I don't remember by heart, but you can expect to write a custom rendering function. Hello. So by doing this, you can compose, you can reuse the engine itself. So everything related to adding a post, editing a post, ACLs is managed by the dependency, but I just want a custom rendering. Or something we can do is to still use the official one, but maybe return something before. So a custom prefix, but then render the usual stuff. So let's continue like this. Or just for the design, I will do the opposite, a custom suffix. So I have my fork. We don't care. The unit tests will probably fail because I have hard-coded multiple tests on making the blog returning a custom output, including Gnolang instead of Manfred. So here, gnodev test dot. So here I have test that fail. Add command not declare. Yeah. So I removed the command system because I didn't want to have it on my custom blog. So we can remove the associated tests because they are pointless here. So I will replace r/Gnolang with r/Manfred. Probably we'll have less failing tests. Oh, and I have a custom prefix at the end also. So everywhere I should have a custom prefix, a suffix. So this is completely useless. It's just to show you that we can make very naive composability with concatenation of strings. Maybe for the sake of simplicity, I will just remove the suffix. And if I add it, it won't be violating all the tests. So let's say we don't care about this example. So what are the differences? So yes, I renamed the prefix. It's fixed. We can see here that I have r/Manfred, but I still have Gnolang hard-coded. So let's focus on this now. Okay. Replace string Gnolang Manfred. Okay. I can't see the diff. Oh, there is a missing. Oh, sorry. Yes. One of the tests is not working because it was expecting comments, but I disabled the comment system, so it should be better. Okay, so now I have a blog post, a blog system, which is using the same engine as the official blog post, but it's the Manfred one on my realm with my title, etc. So I don't know if I have in my history a package. But this one, PKG. Oh, sorry, it's not it. It's make tx at PKG. And I will just take my note because I don't remember by heart everything. Oh, magics. So, oh, no, it's okay. Before doing this, I will just verify that I don't have it already. So I am on my local environment, r/Manfred/blog. Does not exist. But this one exists. So Gnolang exists, but not Manfred. r/Manfred/blog. PKG here. Out of gas, what? Okay. So now the room should be published, but I have no posts. But basically you can see that everything I published here is here. So the custom blog, etc. Importing the same package. So today we don't have advanced developer tools, but expect tomorrow when you look at source code and you see an imported package that you should be able to click on it. And when you click on this, you should arrive. So for instance here, p/demo/blog. So this is a published package on-chain, something that can be transferred through IBC to other blockchains in the future. Expect that we have a trust level statistics. So we can expect to have the review of a new package made easier because you can count on each import to already have some history. So what I want to say here is, if you go on Manfred blog, this is a new realm, you don't know it, you don't know if it's safe or not. You look at the source, okay, it's nice to review, but at some point you will need help to just ensure that this is not a scam trying to steal everything. So in terms of security, expect to be able to read this file, so with 10 to 20 lines, but with one important one, which is an import of something that was published years ago, something that received millions or billions of transactions. So what we want with GNO, by enforcing transparency, by enforcing source code access, and thanks to interpreted code, we should be able to give you visibility and for each import, how many times it was used, by how many different streams, by so just a vanity metric that should help you to make your audit easier. So you want to interact with something, an email or something that will swap token or anything. You should be able to just make your review based on few lines, easy to review, and most of the code which is community reviewed or approved and validated and audited by everyone. So here, I have my blog. My blog is a realm, so all the data here is owned by this realm. But the logic of the blog, the engine, is common. But this the t/demo is a package. It's not a realm. It contains libraries, helper, structs. So writing a blog post is easier in a realm, but all the data is here. The package itself can't have any state, any data. It's just about helpers. So one package of demo, but two realms, the Gnolang blog and the Manfred blog. So they are independent. If you come back not to r/Manfred, but to Gnolang /blog, here you have the Gnolang blog and you have the Manfred blog. One has post and the other no. Now let's try to publish an article. Blog. Okay, let's use this one. Sorry, because I most of the time work without the chain with just the language, so each time I need to make advanced transaction, I need to look at how I did it first. So example r/Manfred blog post.md. Hello world. I don't think we have images here. So just basic markdown. And now I want to publish this. So cat, where is the button? Blog post.md. Oops, sorry. Blog post.md. Key. Make TX call my key, chain ID dev, remote localhost 57, gas fee, not, no, one, until. I plan to make an article explaining how the gas will work because I think it's not clear for everyone, gas fee and gas wanted, but it requires to make a dedicated article. Send nothing. Broadcast. True. And So I want to interact with the Gnolang R Gnolang block mod add post args test hello title title and some tags tag 1, tag 2, tag 3. So gas Bitcoin gas wanted what I did here. Okay, I posted a new blog post of the main blog. Okay, what I so I just used the bad rule in my query, so it's not Touron blog but Manfred blog. And I can just put another article, so start title, so the same body but with a different slug and a different title, and 2 common tags and a different one. So now I have super title and super title 2, and they have tag 1 which is common, tag 3 which is common 2, 3, and tag 4 which is just for 1, etc. So we have the engine developed in p/demo/blog, but used with my own realm, so managed by myself with customization. So here I remove the command system. I define that I was the actual admin with my key. And actually, yes, the key demo blog post was not made to have as few lines as possible, but consider that we could even expect from library developers to make package made for people to just have a single line of integration, and everything else is defined in the template. So you can then review the template, but create your own realm. What I expect from Gno at some point is that you don't only have contracts for applications, but also for your own blockchain experience. So here I have my blog, but expect that I could have Manfred / ACL. So with, I don't know if I have multiple accounts, I could just configure once all my configurations on my account. So each of my other realms will depend on the same ACL. I can also have maybe my vault. So this is my vault. Anyone can see the vault source code, but I am the only admin. So at some point, writing smart contract is not just about providing application for the other ones, but also to extend your own wallet, extend your own profile, etc. Maybe at some point we will want to develop a social network where people can upload an interface, and this interface can return, I don't know, your current company, your current hobbies, etc. Or the interface could be dynamic. So maybe we want to have a dynamic profile and not only hard-coded strings and integers to define your life. Do you have some questions? No. What else could be interesting? Maybe, so yes, here is how I forked something and published it on a blockchain. I would like to show you how I develop, how I usually develop new stuff. Because always is asking for testnet tokens, but actually I develop 99% of the time without any blockchain, just locally. So let's make an hello world example and show you how I can develop and test my code before publishing, but without any tokens, but more importantly, with with the speed. So basically, I can just try my code multiple times per minute instead of trying to publish something, wait to get the address, make another transaction, etc. So I clearly encourage everyone to prefer to dev locally instead of trying to publish absolutely their package when they are starting to develop contracts. So let's create a simple hello world.no file, package hello world. So stupid simple package that just return a string. Gnodev test. So by default, I have no test, so this is stupid, but I do hello world test no. Sorry. So just so you know, this is the idiomatic way in Go to test packages. So, oops, failed. I will just set up something I encourage also people to try, is to use entr, which is something that will monitor changes in the current folder to run the command. So each time I will do something here on the left, so failed 2, I can just save the file and run automatically the test on the right, so I can see the difference here. So instead of trying to publish everything, adjust the gas fees, and then make another text to just test everything, I encourage people to just write tests like that. So hello, let's make a real test, output. It's world, so let's say if output different of world, so here we should have in world. Sorry, name output not declared. Oh yeah. So the test is passing because it checks that what we got is not different than what we expect. If I change the implementation, it fails. So for something stupid like that, we don't care. But imagine you have something that make power of 2, a b int. Sorry. Sum power 2 return a plus b. So here you clearly want to make more tests because if you put your money inside, better to make sure that you won't lose anything. Sum O2. So if sum O2 of 2 and 3 different of 2, I don't know what the number. So let's check. So the good number is 25. So yeah, I can clearly quickly write tests. Those tests are faster to use to check my contract than uploading everything, etc. But another good thing is that you will upload the test. If you come back here, you can see that there is a test, and the test is kind of documentation. The contract developer is showing you what they expect to work, or what's the expected usage. Another good thing about this, with a unit test approach first, is that you can write another good thing in Go, which are the tables. So let's say we will make test inputs number A int, number B int, expected int. So I'm creating a slice of structs. This is a slice. And I can write multiple tests. So 2 and 3 equals 25. Now I can make for city, so for each test case, for test case here, I just copy paste everything here. And instead of upcoding this, I will use test case number A, test case number B, and expected is test case expected. So something good here is to make a subtest so we can have the details when running, because actually we know that everything is working, but we don't have many details. So you can just see that if I put something else, it will fail here. So the good thing is now I can try multiple things like 2 and 30, 2 and 30 up. So now you have 2 tests running. So it's faster than publishing, and it's also faster to just try on the test. And 60 run. So yes, this is the way I suggest people to actually develop. I'm more than happy to send them test token or to show them how to run a local testnet. But everything I made here for me is better in terms of comfort, because I can make many tests fastly. I can publish my tests, so I have all the advantages of standard Web 2 development. The tests are also documentation for everyone. And at the end, when everything is green, then I can decide to actually publish the package. And now, so there is no render function right now, but we can see the source, we can see the test, and sorry, I will zoom a little bit. You can see the source and the test, and you can also interact with it. So, for instance, 42 and up. I have the number here. So this is clearly my suggestion for people trying to make as they are used to on the other ecosystem. The entry point is not the chain, but the language. And then when everything is green on your side, when you tested everything locally, feel free to just upload the contract on the testnet, or so here it's a devnet. It's my localhost devnet, but I can publish on the testnet too. Manfred. hello world. So this is not existing yet. But if I publish it to test3.node.land, oh, sorry, I'm interacting with something which is not published. So broadcast, no. Okay, so test3. Test3, okay. So now it's a real testnet. So there is an error. I will check what is happening. The last time I checked, it was because one of the disk was full. I don't know if the rest is working or not. Yep. Oh, no, there is an issue. Oh, maybe in the land, Manfred. Oh, I think I know. Help. Okay, this is because the render function is not defined, and I think on the current testnet, we don't have a nice error handling when there is no render func. So yes, it works. This is just because there is no render func. So let's now make just a simple render func so you can see, because at the same concept, the render func hello pass. So we can also unit test it. Expect got render nothing expected. Don't know. I think it's hello. Yeah, just hello, and just do this. Sorry, I just need to make full screen because of the zoom level. So name expected. Okay, probably a typo. Expected equal. So the test render is working, and now if I will just reset my blockchain, my local blockchain right now. So I start with a fresh blockchain locally. So the realm is not existing anymore. No, I'm on the testnet right now.
Manfred, we're approaching the hour pretty close. When you finish this, there's a couple of questions in the chat log, and I think if anyone wants to get on stage and ask questions, it's probably a good time for that.
Yeah, so I can continue the next time maybe, but just so you know, one thing to remember: gnodev makes your life easier instead of trying to just publish all of your tests and just test on the testnet if the realm is working. I suggest you to work locally first. We'll have many ways to test your code with more comfort. And at the end, try to publish at the last moment your contract. So the question was about being a developer. Sorry, in the top down. Okay, two things from me. As a non-developer, yes, you can definitely help. So if you go on the main pinned issue here, Game of Freedoms, you have the three main topics of the actual phase and suggested topics for phase 2. Technically, we prefer to focus on phase 1, but since one of the goals of phase one is to write an evaluation DAO that will review everything. We will review things made in the past, and we will also review things that were not in this list. So we prefer that you work on this because it will unlock many new other topics, so they are the priorities. But technically, if you don't find anything here for your level, just consider that any other contribution, especially the ones suggested here, can match. So for instance, we have things for designers. And this will be judged later, but you can already work on it, and it will count in the contribution of Gamer Frames. So right now, if you want to help more, you should focus on the phase one topics. And these 3 topics are available for non-technical people. So Evaluation DAO is something which at the end will become real, so with code for sure, but the first part here are for non-developers because it's a huge issue. Evaluation DAO it's something we could give to PhDs working on social experimentation because we want to create a self-sustaining system, a DAO, that will onboard new members in order to scale. So basically, I am a member of the Evaluation DAO at the beginning. My goal is to make GNO a success. So I want to involve more people. But each time I involve someone, I dilute my own power. So there is a game theory on how to make this working, how to make the onboarding possible, etc. So here, the first 3 steps are about discussing, finding existing implementation, existing PhD thesis, whatever. But consider that at the beginning, you should just write stuff, help, give suggestions, give links, give good documentation, or even the hardest part for non-developer is to write the Evaluation DAO with human words. Before writing code and technical specs, we will want to write something where we can all agree, okay, we are aligned, this rule makes sense, etc. So here you can basically work hard without having a single line of code. Writing tutorials is something used to group everything helping people to get started with GNU. So clearly, most of the contribution of the tutorials will be for technical people, but not only. As soon as you have anything that can help people get started, it's something that counts for this. Tips and snippets is just helping us to centralize interesting tweets, interesting quotes on Discord or whatever. So anyone can do it without technical skills. This is basically what I show you today, how to use gnodev for test development driven and fast smart contract development. So this is for technical. Install local testnet technical. Oh, sorry. I think that the tutorial is probably the hardest part for non-technical people, except maybe for this, where as soon as a good resource is shared somewhere, it's important to start centralizing everything on the official repo where we put all the interesting community content. So if you find something useful, add the tips, add a link to the blog, add a link to the tool or to the realm, etc. And governance module is probably like Evaluation DAO, the one where you can have the most impact without making a single line of code. For the same reason as Evaluation DAO, at some point we'll have the technical specs and implementation, but the first part of the project is just to make sure that as humans, we are aligned on what are good rules for governance. So you can help by, I don't know, listing everything that goes wrong with the Cosmos governance, with Ethereum governance or real-life governance. You can list original ideas of people that tried something in the real life or on another ecosystem or whatever. So everything here is about looking for existing stuff. Everything here is about trying to define what will be our own set of governance modules. And as you can see, June Natale made a huge contribution just by asking questions, clarifying, giving his point of view. So I start to reply to something, and I will reply with additional details later, but he also replied again, and someone else. So this is the kind of contribution you can do as a non-technical person. And consider that as soon as we are entering phase 2, I won't be the one approving or denying everything. The DAO will do. So as soon as you are sure that your contribution will be accepted by the DAO of people that care about future of Gnoland, consider that everything you do is good. So you can try to follow the suggested approach. So you can try to follow all the suggested topics here or here, because consider that we are 99% sure that everyone will approve that it's useful for the GNO future. But feel free to invent something. As soon as you can take the risk to just propose your own set of contributions. Maybe you won't receive any points, but maybe you will receive points. Consider that right now we had more than 600 commits. All of them was made without being asked or being incentivized. They will count on the contribution points, but everything here until now was made just because people wanted to add something useful. So this approach still works. Everything you do outside of the official plan is approved as soon as the evaluation DAO confirms that it's notable and useful. For everything related to social stuff, this is something where GNO will probably be better than any other blockchain ecosystem. Writing rich social network tool with a lot of storage, etc. So I consider each of the big big smart contract suits or realms to be topics where just bootstrapping with human words will help. At the end, there will be the implementation, but before there is a preliminary step to just try to gather all the information from the internet, look at the competition, etc. And AMM, that's the same. It's a technical stuff, but you can maybe just list everything that is in the same category. Content us to also share more tips, more topics people can do without technical skills when we will enter the phase 2. Before, we prefer to focus on phase 1, but we will make sure to add many other ways to interact by writing good blog posts, by maybe organizing meetups locally. I don't know exactly, but we'll think about topics that make sense, and we want to onboard many contributors. How will namespace be managed in r/Manfred, p/Manfred? So there will be the Gnolang case. Namespace. So the chain will look for the realm r system/names. So the goal is to make this dynamic for each GNO blockchain. Gnolang will use r/system/names with some kind of ENS style. So you reserve an handle for you or your organization. And then you can publish everything inside. So it's your handle. You can also add new keys. So r/Manfred is personal handle. P and R, sorry, because as soon as you have a namespace, it's for the true prefixes. I don't know, Gnoland/PR/Gnoland is team handle with me and other people. And maybe someone will invite me in decentralized DAO. I don't know. Many people. And so Gnolang R system names, it will be an ENS style. So you will register Manfred, then update team members, Manfred, my key, something like that. I don't have the exact implementation, and consider the plan. Then we'll have other blockchains. So we'll have probably test.node.land or sandbox. So we're in the future. So in the future, GNO is mainnet. Sandbox.node.land, free for all. Either it's first arrived, first served, or just no check. So basically, if we go with no check, I can upload airmanfred/blog, and you can upload airmanfred/blog too. Or maybe some other blockchain would be permissioned. Maybe some of them will have other implementation. The goal is that the blockchain interact with the realm, and the realm implement an interface. So it's free to the blockchain. And what we want for Gnolang will be the GitHub, the quality, the trust. So maybe there will be chains where anyone can do whatever they want. Maybe first arrived, first served. But on Gnolang, we probably, not sure yet, probably have some kind of fees or KYC to prevent spam. Not sure yet, just to give you some visibility. Probably we'll ask the community to help us on this topic, but how to make something like GitHub where that people can trust, make something fair, to make something where that we can, how can we manage, probably with the DAO, the exceptions, maybe, I don't know, a brand which asks access to a trademark or something like that. So nothing will probably be a slow process to get your name. While Sandbox will just have no fees, you'll just publish everything because the goal is to just give a try. Maybe we'll have, I don't know, staging.node.land with a first arrived, first served. Consider that it's free. It's up to the blockchain to decide. So will Gnolang maintain the namespace? I call Gnolang depends on nothing, but Gnolang/R system names is a realm. So you can interact with the realm. You can make takes. You can use the website with render and IBC. IBC, I don't know which version, IBC2, IBCX, let's say IBCX. IBC something will allow you to make from manfred.land /r/ I don't know, super party event, import node.land R system/names, because I want, like the ENS on Ethereum, I want to just import this to call key to name. Okay, I know it's Manfred. So yes, some other chain will be able to do it, but they will need to explicitly, Manfred.land will need to explicitly import the contract, configure the good IBC, because the first version of IBCX will support importing source code, but not the state. So you can just make sure that you are making your own version of Manfred.land R system names, depending, similar to Gnolang system. But if you want the state, it will be probably IBC X+1, X2, I don't know. Will support read-only state, so you can expect to make this. You call another blockchain with a function and want to retrieve the result. And maybe IBCX3 will support write. So you can not only do this, but you can from Manfred.land call register Manfred and expect the main chain to get updated. So by default, it's Cosmos. No plan is independent. Manfred land is independent. IBC allows the caller to use to interact with the other chain. AJ. So yes, it goes in the direction we shared recently on Game of Thrones, asking people to not try to stay in stealth mode, but instead try to work in the public, in the open. With Game of Thrones, we are building the first community of builders, of people that care about the future of GNO and people that are able to improve GNO. And we can't expect to have a group of people knowledgeable and experts in GNO, which we prefer to work in privately first. We want to work in the open by default and allow people to work on the stealth mode for the reason, but it should be an exception. We should clearly embrace everything good in open source and DAO and work in the open. Package are intended, so by default, package, the way we envision the thing is that you are in 10 years, you're in the future, you have, I don't know, hundreds of Gnolang, GNO-based chains, which have contracts. Some of them are permissioned, some of them are permissionless. But if you want to have a fair rewarding system for good library developers, if you want to have trust on what you are executing, you will want to have not only the Git engine, but the GitHub with all the social things around, so you can trust the authors and the libraries. So at some point, we expect a lot to have Gnolang, the home of the best contracts, with features like vanity metrics to prove metrics about the usage of the contract, but also have ways to verify something, to audit something, to have community audits of packages. So at some point, yes, we expect a lot that you will upload, you will publish your libraries on the main GNO chain, even if you prefer to run them to the final realm on your own instance of GNO, because I know you need scalability, you need customization in the runtime. But we expect people to use Gnolang like GitHub as the home of the good contract, the home of your open source life in GNO, your history, your interactions, the history of your packages, the changelog, the issues, the dependency graph. And realms, for a long time, I think realms will stay inside the blockchains for performance issues, for stability issues, for reliability issues. So the first version of IBC will be mostly about sharing source code and about computing licensing fees. So you can expect writing good code in Gnolang, but earn rewards for the usage on other IBC chains. But yeah, clearly at some point we will have IBC features to also interact with the state. But the first version for a long time will be mostly focused on source code. Is there any other question or people want to share something? Anyone can unmute and participate.
Thanks for doing this, Manfred. This was great.
I wanted to test something because recently Jay added a new feature that I never tested locally, just in test. Okay. Do we already have OS support? Okay, not yet. Oh, we have OS but no args. Okay, so I probably update LeBron to support custom package name and support arguments. But yes, consider that we will have a third way to actually interact with the contract. The first way is to call an exported function, so you can interact with hello with the transaction. Another way is to use render from the website or with the transaction, because it's something you can use with the transaction even if it's not very useful, except if the render starts having state updates, but I think it's just strange. So you can interact with TX against exported funcs. Hello. Use the website rendering render. You can use test. So that's what I show you just before. Gnodev test, and this is clearly the fastest way to write code. And soon we'll have the main gnodev run. So I expect to support custom package name, not only main. Support args, so you can basically use this. Blah blah, and start having an even easier way to just get a quick run of your contract. Just consider that tests are using the CI, and here you can have some kind of dead code because Gnodev run by default we call the unexported main function, which is not callable by a TX. So we'll have another way to interact, which is probably the most idiomatic one for people writing in Go code today, because I think that's what people will start by writing a main. But maybe we should encourage other way to. Maybe we should encourage people to do this first. Yes, then probably use the render func because it's very convenient to test both with unit tests like this. You can use the table-driven unit test even for the rendering function. So instead of calling nothing, you can call a subpath slash subpath, and just expect to have a design unit test here. I don't know what I've broken with. Oh, sorry, it's probably my main. Ah, yes. Here, the unit test should be named main. Sub paths. I don't know the difference. Oh, just a space. So yes, renderfunc is very convenient because you can call with the TX, you can use the website renderer, and you can also use unit tests. I think that's all for today. We have another system. No, so right now, what we encourage in phase 1 of GamerFriend is to use Git. So feel free to publish on test 3 because anyone can publish anything on test 3. But you should open PRs, adding new package directly in the example folders. It will change as soon as we have the evaluation DAO. Probably the rules will change a little bit. But right now, you should just consider opening a new example here. So you create a PR like this one, add in a new realm, sorry, a new P, a new realm, a new both of them if you prefer. And that's the way we will review the contribution during phase 1. During phase 2, probably we'll encourage people to still link a GitHub PR on the main repo or on the standalone repo. And you are free to publish on test 3, but we won't check this for the review. So we'll check real PR for now. R/demo, P/demo. That's the current official location for SUP. Later, we will embrace having official namespaces. But right now, we consider that namespaces are not official. So we prefer to use demo and consider that everything is a demo. And the community and the time will transform a demo into something more official or something owned by someone. I suggest you don't care about these details because we will review the PRs. We will help you if something is wrong in terms of, I don't know, of linter or stuff like that. And maybe we should also add a linter checking for new realms, so we just prevent people to make things that we don't consider ready for now. Yes, that's the goal. The goal is to, for phase 1, we ask people to make a PR in the examples folder. Just let me share the good path. It should be written maybe here. If that's not the case, we should update the documentation PR here. Yeah, we just say the repo, we don't say the path. So, but no, there is no strong indication. Just consider that we will guide you if you open a PR.
Awesome. So I think this was pretty productive. How are you feeling about doing it again, Manfred? Do another office hours?
Yeah, I think that's great.
2 weeks or something?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, and if possible, we should ask people what they want to see the next time.
Yeah, asking questions ahead of time would be good.
Yeah, or just telling what's the most unclear part of the language right now. What needs to be more defined? AJ.
Hi.
Hey, thanks for
wondering.
Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, thank you for being here. Sorry I wasn't here sooner.
No worries. What were you wondering?
I was wondering if anyone at some point would want to like share, maybe with screen sharing or something, like their like a walkthrough of their code and what they were thinking. That'd be pretty hard. But just a thought.
On my side, I'm for giving a try to other stuff, but yeah, I don't know. I like this approach. I can turn to something else. Something I wanted to do initially was to make a live review of a PR and explaining how I judge something or why I do this or this comment. So this time was more about showing my terminal and how I use gnodev. Maybe the next time should be more about reviewing community stuff or replying to questions, so like an AMA, but more interactive, going more into giving more details. I don't know. I would like to try if you have better ideas.
It looks like someone wants to. Maybe meets. Are you volunteering? That would be awesome to see.
Yeah.
Anyways. Oh, everyone.
Thank you. I will go too.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Should we plan on 2 weeks from now?
Yeah. Let's give it a try.
Cool.